What's the best way to ruin a perfectly good bout of depression? For me, it's getting things accomplished. My depression tends to come on badly when I feel overwhelmed with life. I'll make a checklist of things I need to get done, sometimes even breaking one task into 3 to 5 smaller, bite-sized bits. The sense of accomplishment I feel by physically marking them done makes me feel better. I also use a daily checklist for my bare minimums. It includes take a shower, pack lunch for work tomorrow, so I don't feel guilty about wasting money at the food court or starving myself. Drink water. On there 6 times equals 3 bottles of water. I find checking it off after each half bottle gives me a better sense of accomplishment. Take vitamins. And like 3 other things, I use an app for it, so I always have it handy and it keeps me motivated during the day. Lock down your sleep schedule. I can't stress enough how much this helps me. Go to sleep and wake up at the same time every day. I taught my dog to high-five me. When I'm upset, he will jump onto my lap and give me a very enthusiastic high-five. Ruins my depression every time. No matter how alone or useless I feel, that high-five makes me feel connected again, and I realize that even if I don't feel important at the time, my dog thinks I'm the greatest person in the world. For me, cooking a really good meal and having a walk in the sun. But then again, if I have the energy to do these things, I'm on my way to getting better anyway. So if I feel it coming on, I do it ahead of time. For some reason, sad and depressing music makes me less depressed. Clean your room, house. It's likely one of the only things in the world you have complete control over. Make it look like something out of oddly satisfying. Maybe not a total depression crusher, but when I wake up in a bad place, I turn on the lights, force myself out of bed, and turn on music or a podcast. Always seems to keep me out of the deep end. Honestly, doing something nice for someone. Tell your parents you love them. If you do, lol. Apologize to someone you may have hurt, etc. Just go do something. Go do everything. My depression is linked to me overthinking. So the best thing I can do is climb a fucking mountain and quit jerking myself off at my computer monitor, and #X2OOB. Taking a shower. Sometimes, just that simple act of getting out of bed starts a snowball effect that helps interrupt a depressive cycle. Also, puppy cuddles. Quick music. The right song at the right time can work. Studies say that exercising helps alleviate depression. They also say your brain processes familiar TV characters as friends. So I just end up finding myself doing military presses while crying and watching The Office. But separately, these tactics do work. Put on a song that gets you going. Then exercise and you'll feel better. I've had days where I cried my weight in tears. Got pissed that I was crying so much and started lifting weights to some solid music. Eventually, I felt better because my muscles were having a good time. Then I cleaned myself up and went for a run. Felt way better when I got back. Remind yourself that your thinking can't be trusted in that moment. That things are better and you're better than how your mind would have you believe. Force yourself into the first step of whatever will distract you or make you feel happy, even if it's a temporary fix, because each next step gets easier as you move. Think about your loved ones and what you can do for them to make their lives happier. And it'll help you to get outside of your head. I don't know how many times I've forced myself to hit up my favorite bar for a pint just to get out of the house, only to run into lots of old, solid friends that lifted me right up. Just crossing the threshold can be a huge game changer. After landing myself in the hospital for mental health and physical health, autoimmune shit, I got a pug. Now I have 4 rescue dogs. And I'm always covered in big and small lumps of unconditional love, and I'm the happiest goddamn person ever. They are 100% the reason I was able to beat depression. Love it so it leaves you. Baby animals. I go dumb for a puppy or 27. I've been depressed for 16 years, and the things that help me the most are programming. The ensuing rage and frustration masks the depression, lol. And my cat, whom I love very much. Clinical psychologist here. The best known treatment approach for depression is behavioral activation. Put simply, BA involves getting out and doing the things you used to enjoy. Try to schedule in activities that give you pleasure and fulfillment. During depression this can be a lot harder than it sounds, so try to plan things out and come up with solutions to any internal or environmental barriers. Bane in nature. Kitties. I had one that always wanted my attention. When I rubbed her head a few times, she'd return the favor by licking the back of my hand a few times. It's damned hard to maintain black cloud mode at 100% while that's going on. Removed. This is way too late, but it really helped me. You can't think your way out of depression, you have to act. So act. I use Dailyo. I've been bad almost every day for a little over a month. But today I made my first good entries since January 1st. I cleaned the kitchen. I got my hair cut. I got a mani-pedi. I had a delicious salad. Then I walked around the mall and bought some skincare and underwear that makes me feel sexy. All of that is self-care and helps fight back against depression. But what really kicks it where it hurts is addressing what's the underlying issue. I was assaulted in December, so obviously I have some situational things to go through. A big break came recently when I realized I can't rush healing. It's been a month. Of course I'm still upset. But I'm making huge strides too. Asterisk asterisk, we need to give ourselves CR. For me, it's forcing yourself to do something. I do this with little steps. Staying in bed and then thinking of an outfit. Then, my brain goes, if I already planned out an outfit, I might as well do my hair to match. Next, if I already put this much effort in, I might as well go outside and see someone. Just build stepping stones to draw yourself out. I'm now 2 weeks sober from alcohol, which has really improved my depression. I've found that painting has helped aid with both issues. It doesn't work for everyone. But rationalization. Do I deserve one to feel this way? No. Let's take steps to make it stop. Dogs. Petting a good boy is always a cure. No one said cleaning yet. Thanks for posting this op. I wouldn't have been able to with all that just happened, but seeing all the replies to your question have helped me immensely. If I could gild you, I would. I pick up people's leaves in the fall and use them in my gardens. Go pick up an old lady's leaves. Tell her you will rake them, but only if she lets you take them and use them in your gardens. You want a new best friend? That's how you make a new best friend. I can't wait for next fall, Mary. Do something that you've been procrastinating for a while. Seeing a health professional and getting it treated. Theme parks every weekend. You walk a ton. You get adrenaline rush. It's social. SSRI reuptake inhibitors E. LMAO. Who wasted money gilding this? Spend your money on useful things instead, you goof. Throw on Mr. Blue Sky by ELO and crank it up. Dancing and singing in no time. Getting a really good night of sleep. I always found the best thing for me was to force myself to go out and do something nice for someone. Even a small act of kindness can brighten someone's day, which in turn can brighten yours. Do something that you know you're good at, but instead of just doing the thing, try to work to be better at it. For me, it's practicing the violin, setting a goal that I know I can achieve, and working to achieve it, is more motivating and distracting and enticing and amazing than any therapy I ever had. Go outside. Take a walk at your local park or wherever you can. While you're there, stop and take a moment to appreciate the life around you, especially the birds. There's just something about being outside and watching nature that makes me appreciate being alive. Put your pillow in the dryer and then after 10 minutes take it out and hug a warm and fluffy, comfy pillow to sleep. I force myself to invite people over to visit me. I try to figure out ways to cancel the entire day before and morning of the visit, but no, I've already told them to not let me cancel. I feel super annoyed when they knock on the door, but once they come in and just start chatting about inconsequential things, I start becoming interested and the atmosphere changes. By the time they leave, I am asking myself why I always want to cancel. It helps me to not get too deep in the pit. Also, I make myself go outside at least once per day for 10 minutes. Even if it's just to stand on my porch and watch the neighbor's cat do stupid cat stuff. It yanks me out of my comfort zone and makes me think maybe it's not so bad out here. And I may decide to go to get a coffee at 711 or something. There must be many things a hot bath won't cure, but I don't know many of them. Also, when I was a teenager and in such a dark place that the depression literally seemed almost third party, as if it had manifested itself into a physical being sitting beside me all the time. And I thought I was literally losing my mind. My very smart then boyfriend told me that in reality, regardless of what it seems like inside of my head, I was just a girl, sitting in a basement, inside of a house, on a street, in a town, etc. Somehow trying to get outside of myself and having a look from a truly objective point of view made it all seem so inconsequential. There were billions of girls, billions of basements, and streets, and towns, and somehow I could choose what happened in my head. The only things that were real existed outside of me. This http://imager.com/t56cpeqn . If I knew the answer to ruining it, I wouldn't have had it for 20 years. I've tried to ruin it. I've tried to embrace it. I've tried to love it in hopes it leaves me like everything else. The only thing that ruins it is when you wake up after a bottle of vodka and downing a bottle of skills and getting the sad realization that you woke up. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe for more content.